But what is your relationship like with him and when we don't see you guys together?
Definitely like a coach. You know, he tells me what I need to do on and off the field. We definitely grown. Our relationship and everything has grown. So I'm just thankful to be here.
Shedeur, obviously you had a conversation with Kevin about remaining the starter earlier this week. Just what was that moment like for you? Because you talk about the work you put in those 6 months to get to the point to just start.
Mm-hmm.
But to know that you not only got that opportunity, but you did enough to keep the job. What was that like for you?
Well, I'll say I'm definitely not comfortable.
Not from you, but all your supporters out there say that Kevin Stefanski was sabotaging you.
So you just want to start trouble, huh?
No, I want to ask you what your relationship with him is.
Yeah, well, what people do outside the building isn't really in my control. It's not in my power. So I don't. Yeah, like I go out there and tell them to do whatever. You know, that's not nothing I could control or nothing I could do. But overall, you know, I'm just happy to be here. Coach Stefanski, you've been coaching since I got here.
Breaking news just dropped, and no, your screen isn't tripping out. Shedeur Sanders just unleashed one of the most brutally real truth bombs about Kevin Stefanski and the Browns season, and fans are going wild right now. This isn't some soft opinion either. This is the kind of honesty that makes timelines explode. If you thought the Browns season was already wild, wait until you hear what Shedeur really had to say. Did he call somebody out? Did he hint at some chaos? Or did he straight up reveal everything the fans have been whispering about for weeks? Get ready, because this is about to get wild, messy, and way too entertaining. We've got fresh drama coming straight out of Cleveland.
This dude needs to get fired, man. Kevin Stefanski should be fired. The fact that Shedeur Sanders went out there and looked as good as he did, and you never gave him chance, you never wanted him, you never gave him reps with the ones, and he looked like that with just 1 week of reps with the ones, and you get to the podium and you don't even commit to him as the quarterback going forward. But even when Dillon Gabriel stunk it up game after game after game, Dillon Gabriel stunk it up. You always went to the podium, even before watching the film after the game.
He's always done a nice job of that. He's, you know, what we appreciate about all of our players is authenticity. He's the same guy every single day. Obviously, on game day, there's a juice that comes with that. There's an excitement that comes with that. But he's played that position for a long time. He knows how to make sure he keeps the main thing the main thing.
The place where hope jogs for exercise and disappointment trains like a heavyweight champion. And right in the center of all this, Shedeur Sanders stepped up and gave his honest take on Kevin Stefanski and the entire Browns season. And somehow social media hasn't melted yet. Apparently someone had to say out loud what half the city was already searching online at midnight like detectives. People are seriously wondering if this season is real, or if somebody modded Madden on rookie mode and forgot to hit save. It's got that kind of strange energy all season long. Shedeur compared the Browns season to an action movie where the hero wins the first fight, then instantly trips over his own shoelaces and spends the rest of the film trying to convince everyone it was part of the strategy. And in classic Cleveland fashion, the fans still stand there like, we got this. Not because there's proof, but because loyalty grows strong when you've survived decades of emotional storms. And when it came to Kevin Stefanski, Shedeur didn't hold back at all. Not physically, that would be wrong, but the message still landed hard enough to get everyone talking. You can't coach a season like you're scared somebody might unplug the controller. There's confidence. And then there's the Cleveland version of confidence, which feels like saying, don't worry, we practiced this right before driving a car straight into a lake. To Shedeur, watching the Browns this year is like ordering a luxury burger from a 5-star spot and getting handed a paper plate with instructions to imagine the flavor.
Performed yesterday, you don't even say his name. You won't commit to him being the quarterback next week, even though Dillon Gabriel is still in concussion protocol. Okay? Come on now. We got a right to sit up there and say 1 + 1 might equal 2. Might equal 2. I mean, damn.
Let's talk about the Browns. Kevin Stefanski why do you do that? Why do you just come out and say, hey, this is cool?
I'm out.
I'll tell you why.
Why don't you just say this is this first rookie since when to win their
1995 to win their debut for the Browns.
And I know he didn't go for 300 or whatever, and stats are we're trying to find, you know, it's hard to find all that, but still at quarterback, the position, the vibe to win a game like that, especially for Cleveland. Now, granted, he's saying a lot of things that people are like, relax, Okay, you need to ride. But that's not Shedeur. Like, that is not what Shedeur is, which could be exactly what Cleveland Browns need, which is actually what he said in his pregame interview before his.
That's first and foremost that I have another opportunity to go out there. But in life, you got to understand how quickly things come or how long it comes. It could be taken at any point in time. So I'm never comfortable in a situation I'm in. I always want to exceed expectations and I always want to grow. You know, and each and every week, I would want to put a better product of myself, be a better version of myself for the team to be out there.
The hype is there, the names are there, the roster looks strong, and then the actual game starts, and the whole stadium reacts like someone sneezed during a wedding. On the outside, everyone stays calm, but inside, it's pure chaos doing laps in clown shoes. Still, the Browns deliver emotional roller coasters like it's part of the franchise identity, the kind that should come with warnings because nobody's blood pressure is built for this. Shadow's take sits somewhere between huh and really, because he basically hinted that every big decision Stefanski makes feels like it came off a wheel labeled with wild options. Fourth and short, go for it like you're acting out a Viking story. Third and manageable, call something that confuses your own linemen. Field goal range, why settle for points when the fans could get a surprise twist?
Comes to Shedeur, you don't want him starting no matter what. This is crazy, man. We got to listen to what this clown of a coach had to say about Shedeur Sanders as he wants to go back to Dillon Gabriel as being the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns.
So hold on. A guy making his first start, a guy that you didn't really want to start, a guy that you didn't even want in your organization.
Right.
And that's all he get. Great job.
Well,
he don't get no game ball?
Nah, he don't get no game ball, Unc. That wasn't his pick. That's not what they want. They don't want him to succeed. You know that. And no disrespect. The owner told you to himself. Even the head coach's guy is Dillon Gabriel. We all understand that. Listen, didn't Shedeur make history tonight?
Yes.
First Browns quarterback as a rookie to start and win after what? Since what?
17.
What my Cleveland Browns fans? What's up, man? Y'all tap in. Talk to me. What's up with y'all, coach? Man, I am watching the Cleveland Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski answer questions after the Browns win over the Raiders and Shedeur Sanders' first start. Bro, if you get 5 to 10 minutes of time, go watch Stefanski's post-game presser. You would have thought the Browns lost. This coach seems miserable. Now, I do know his demeanor is a lot colder naturally, but I've heard Stefanski talk happily about other.
To be fair though, Stefanski has accidentally become must-watch entertainment. The Browns turned something simple, like having a lead, into a drama fit for Hollywood. Other teams make winning look smooth, but Cleveland makes holding on look like climbing a cliff with cheese graters for gloves. It's stressful, chaotic, and weirdly fun in that I shouldn't laugh but I can't help it way. And no, Shadow never said Stefanski doesn't know what he's doing. Nope, Shadow didn't go easy at all. Instead of saying Stefanski doesn't know what he's doing, he hit everyone with something even funnier. That Stefanski knows exactly what he's doing and just likes to stress test every Browns fan's heart rate like it's cardio training. Cleveland fans swear they're calm, but Shadow's honesty exposed that whole illusion in one swing. And he didn't stop at coaching decisions either. He pointed out how the on-field energy flips from "we're winning the Super Bowl" to "wait, what's happening and why am I here?" in a snap.
The guy got no snaps with the guys that he played with today until Wednesday of last week.
Yeah.
And he does that on the road in a hostile environment.
Mm-hmm.
And all you got for him is that.
Yeah. I mean, Unc, that's what it is. And one thing about it, listen, you have to understand, coaches have egos too. The owner has an ego too. The owner and the coach, not in cahoots, but they both wanted their quarterback. They got their quarterback in the 3rd round. Things happen, things didn't work out.
Easy on yourself. Give the kid some love. Hey, Shedeur, you're a guy going forward. The rest of the team can rally around that. Those guys in that locker room, they'll sniff that out. Myles Garrett's saying, like, this kid went out, made those throws. We dominated on defense. We got some juice, and you're not going to commit to him?
He did commit to him because he's named the starter for this weekend. Do you think Shedeur is going to be the franchise quarterback for the Browns?
I don't think Stefanski committed.
Right.
I think Jimmy Haslam Stefanski said, I'm sorry, no.
Put that out there right now.
Right, Jimmy Haslam knows they are back in business.
Came out Monday and I said Shedeur's got to start the rest of the season. I can tell that you feel that same way, but there is the part of me in the back of my brain, like how much are they waiting this game against the 49ers? Like, I really hope that Stefanski's got it in his head. This is Shedeur for the rest of the season. But there's a part of me that is nervous about the idea that he goes in against the 49ers. And this, again, we're on a game-by-game basis. He, once again, is in a spot where he has to prove himself.
So I think he is in a game-by-game basis. I think they're going to make him earn everything. And I think they're going to make sure that whatever spark he lit for those guys in the field, that he can keep the spark.
Some quarters look like a masterpiece, and others look like 11 people all playing completely different sports and hoping it magically works out. If there were trophies for inconsistency, Cleveland would need an entire museum just to fit them all. One of Shadow's sharpest observations was about ambition. According to him, the Browns act like every single game needs a dramatic storyline. No easy wins allowed, no clean finishes. If fans aren't sweating through their shirts, the team feels like something went wrong. It's not football. It's emotional boot camp, and surviving a season should come with a certificate and maybe a coupon for therapy sessions. And of course, some fans got defensive instantly, quicker than a squirrel guarding its last snack. Deep down, people know the truth though. If the Browns ever had a simple, steady, peaceful season, the universe might glitch out, logic would collapse, time might freeze. Clevelanders aren't built for convenience. Drama is practically the city's extra gear. The wildest part is that Shadow has fans thinking now. Really thinking. People are asking dangerous questions like, do we have talent or do we just have plot twists? Even worse, are we addicted to the chaos? At this rate, someone's going to drop a documentary claiming Browns football counts as adrenaline-based therapy because the stress alone feels like a high-intensity workout. And once you start questioning the Browns, the mental floodgate blasts open.
Stefanski does not want to see Shedeur Sanders win. When you give a person minimalistic opportunities in Shedeur Sanders, the players are responding differently. The fans are responding differently. It's not like he's incapable because he showed that. Oh, yeah, well, we're making it about young man development. You're not making it about young man development.
He deserves a lot of credit in how far he came in a week. We talked about this. Like, he didn't drift. He didn't drift in the pocket. He didn't turn his back to the defense. He didn't do some of the things that he did in that first half of play. And we heard about how he had prepared this week as a starter, really took to it. And then he applied it on the field. And he deserves, I think, a ton of credit because this did not in any way look the way it looked last time out.
He deserves a ton of credit for, one, not taking into those big sacks, two, being much more confident, seeing the defense and understanding, like,
suddenly you're remembering every fourth quarter meltdown you tried to forget. You remember that moment you hit a couch cushion like it owed you money. You remember Googling, is stress sweat supposed to smell like battery acid? After watching a 2-score lead disappear in 4 minutes. Now Shadow has the entire city reliving these memories like an unexpected group therapy session they never signed up for. But the real twist isn't that Shadow told the truth. It's that he said the part everyone else is too scared to say out loud. Cleveland football is like having a gym membership you can't cancel. Same routine every time, just shuffled around to keep you guessing. And somehow, fans still walk in every week hoping this is the game where someone finally unlocks a magic play that makes everything simple. But mystery and chaos are basically part of the brand now. If the Browns ever win a game without scaring the life out of their fans, the league might call it a clerical error. Even the halftime interviews sound like movie teasers. Other teams say things like, "We need to execute better." Cleveland says, "We need to stop being whatever we're being right now." And the second half could turn into absolutely anything. Will they crumble? Will they pull off a miracle? Will someone throw an interception so confusing that scientists apply for a research grant just to study it? All outcomes are on the table with this team. Naturally, everyone online tried to interpret Shadow's honesty like it was ancient text. Some turned it into hope, others into panic, and a few went full conspiracy, talking about linebackers, numerology, Mercury going retrograde, and a cursed stadium seat in section 112. At this point, the only theory Browns fans won't consider is the possibility that the chaos is simply who the franchise is. Some fans even try to decode deeper meaning from every strange play call, like the one where 3 receivers were blocking nothing but air. Meanwhile, Shadow stands there calm, holding his metaphorical glass of water, saying, "Maybe the fire is real, everyone." He didn't spare the players either. He basically said some dudes on the roster have energy that jumps around like gas prices. One week they're unstoppable, the next week they're background characters in a football documentary, looking like they got the script 15 minutes before kickoff. And like clockwork, the fan base always points fingers in circles. When players mess up, it's coaching. And when coaching messes up, it's the players. When coaching slips up, fans instantly flip the blame right back because the symmetry matters in Cleveland's world. Through all this chaos, the team keeps selling hope like it's a seasonal product you can only buy while supplies last. This is our year isn't even a prediction anymore. It's a protective spell fans use to shield themselves from reality. Every offseason gets treated like a motivational podcast episode. New signings, new speeches, new hype videos, and a brand new reason to forget everything you swore you'd never forget again. It's the annual ritual. Optimism, denial, and preseason predictions made with pure wishful thinking. Meanwhile, Shadow actually looks at everything with logic like a normal person, and that upsets people because deep down, they know he might be right. What if the Browns aren't unlucky, cursed, or misunderstood at all? What if the team is dramatic on purpose? What if the chaos isn't an accident, but the entire design? You can almost picture Stefanski somewhere nodding like a scientist who finally completed his life's work, turning football into full-blown emotional cinema. And now you can see the panic setting in for fans everywhere, because if they admit the season is messy on purpose, they also have to admit they enjoy the madness. That's dangerous territory. The moment a Browns fan says, "I think I like the suffering," the whole sport stops being sports and starts becoming a psychological thriller. It turns from competition into performance art real fast, and Shadow might have accidentally started the biggest conversation Cleveland's had in years. Should football be logical, or is the city destined to treat every Sunday like a 3-hour near-death experience that shapes personalities way more than it should? And in case anyone thought the madness was slowing down, the schedule is right there proving otherwise. The upcoming games are just waiting patiently to repeat the exact same emotional demolition routine. These matchups have mastered the art of forcing fans to feel 15 emotions in a single quarter. Winning isn't even the main objective anymore. Survival is. And by calling it out, Shadow turned into that guy at the carnival yelling, "The roller coaster has loose screws," while everyone else screams back, "We're having fun." If winning is the goal, this season makes 0 sense. But if drama is the goal, then this season is a masterpiece. Every week feels like a sequel that shouldn't top the last one, yet somehow does. The scriptwriters, whether human or cosmic, deserve trophies for suspense, pacing, and character arcs that make no logical sense but are impossible to look away from. Now that Shadow kicked the hornet's nest, everyone's waiting for the Browns' next appearance like they're tuning into the finale of a reality show. Not because they expect closure. Cleveland doesn't do closure. They just want to see if Stefanski calls a play so bold that future historians have to invent a new label for it. At this point, a bold coaching decision feels like a mythological creature. Fans swear they've witnessed it, but nobody has evidence. Middle ground doesn't exist here at all. The emotional volume goes straight from 0 to emergency alert without stopping anywhere reasonable. You can practically picture Shadow leaning back with his arms crossed, watching the chaos unfold like he already knows what's coming next. Shadow looked completely satisfied knowing the truth finally got its shine in the spotlight, not because he wanted drama, but because he refused to pretend the Browns are some calm, organized, perfectly structured operation when everyone knows the team treats structure like a theory, not a system. And just wait, somebody will try to rewrite the narrative soon, because they always do. There'll probably be a press conference filled with lines like, "We believe in the system," or "We're building something special." And that's exactly why Shadow's honesty hit harder than anything else this season. It wasn't negativity, and it wasn't disrespect. It was straight up observation delivered without the usual layer of denial that Cleveland has gotten way too comfortable hiding behind. Someone finally pointed at the roller coaster and said, "This isn't transportation. This is pure chaos disguised as entertainment. And you bought a season pass." And honestly, maybe that's exactly what makes Browns football magnetic. It's not predictable, it's not peaceful, and half the time it's terrible for everyone's blood pressure. But it's alive. It's got personality, it's got flair, and it's got enough wild, unpredictable energy to power a whole city if scientists ever figure out how to convert disbelief into electricity. And will Kevin Stefanski change anything because of Shadow's honesty? Absolutely not. He'll probably double down just to prove a point nobody even asked him to make. Will the Browns suddenly turn into a steady, peaceful, logical team? Not happening. Cleveland isn't just a football team. It's a dramatic universe, a live-action saga where logic gets booed off the stage and adrenaline becomes the main character. And maybe that's not an insult. Maybe that's just the truth. Whether Shadow meant to stir things up or not, he was simply factual. Cleveland didn't get exposed. Cleveland got described. And next week when the Browns take that field again, everybody already knows exactly what's coming. Something wild is going to happen. Something unbelievable is going to unfold, and the fans, the same fans who swear they're done, will still be right there. Popcorn in one hand, hope in the other, yelling at the TV like it's listening, because that's Cleveland football. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like the video, share it with your crew, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what comes next.